Hi guys, so today's challenge is a graphic design challenge. Now, the artist Andy Warhol started off as a graphic designer, and some of his artworks included a lot of graphic design in them. So what is graphic design? It's basically what we see around us all the time when we look at a website or when we look at packaging or even when we look at street signs. Everything has been designed by a graphic designer. Now, Andy Warhol wanted to make things that were everyday into art forms. So he did an artwork where he had loads of cans of soup, and he wanted us to look at it in an art gallery to appreciate the beauty of the design. So that's what we're looking at today, and I want you guys to design your own label for a can. It could be a drink can, it could be a can of food. I want you to come up with something really cool.
Andy Warhol was an artist who started out as a graphic designer. He did artworks of Campbell's soup cans to show us that art doesn't need to be expensive or fancy. Art is around us all the time in the form of design. He did these versions of the soup cans to show us that even something fairly boring like soup can feel like fine art if you add some fun colours to the design. He made his soup can paintings into screen prints and printed hundreds of them in different colours. He even called his art studio The Factory, which made people think even more about the similarities between art and factory-made goods. The art world was never the same after this. I want you to have a think about the craziest thing you can put in a can and make a label for it. Maybe it's unicorn tears, or zebra bum stew, or a horrible can of shark guts that a witch might put in her cauldron. The label of the can has to tell us all about what is inside, but it also has to get our attention on the shelf amongst all the other cans in the supermarket. These are some beer cans that I designed for Brixton Brewery. I added things to the design that will remind people of Brixton, like lightning bolts because of Brixton's most famous street, Electric Avenue. Remember to clearly write what is inside the can, and you'll need a name for your company too. This one is Cornish Orchards. Notice how the name of the flavour is bigger than the logo of the company that makes it. For your product, you have to decide which is the most important information, the name of the company or the flavour. Have a think about the flavours too. Is it bold and strong like Pang Pang Mango Beer, or light and subtle like this sparkling coffee? This will help you choose the colours and style.
So a good way to do this is to take your can, take the label off, but remember what's inside it because you don't want to end up with a sort of weird surprise dinner situation later on in the week. It would be kind of fun unless you got cat food.
Well, I would like to have cat food.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah,
That'd be disgusting.
It would be
Right, so I've taken my label off and I've drawn a rectangle around it so that we can cut it out later and stick it on the can. Now, if you have a look at this label, you'll notice that everything that's on the front of the can is in one bit. It doesn't say tomato all the way along. Otherwise, when it's on the shelf, you won't see all the information. So see here, I've written all the important information on the front of the can of beer. Of beer or soup. Now, once you've got the size that you need for your label, have a look at some other labels and see what you can see. So you need to have the name of the company, then you need to have whatever's inside the can. So it might be cream of tomato soup, or it might be electric IPA, or it might be cannellini beans, or it could be frog's bums, who knows? And then sometimes there's pictures of what's in there as well. So you have to have a think about what's going to make people want to buy this. When you see a row of items on a shelf, what would make people want to choose yours? I think I would choose this one because I like pink. Okay, the other thing to look at is the colours that you use. So something quite plain, like cannellini beans, might just be fairly black and white, but something full of flavour like tomato soup might be really bright and colourful. So have a think about when you're designing your can, what you might put in it and what colours might make you think of that flavour. Another thing that we have here is sometimes ingredients as well. So have a look at what is on the back of there and maybe have a think about what you could put there. What you got in your can?
In my can, there are sprinkles, magical sprinkles that turn you into a cat.
Wow.
Well, a kitten or a cat, whichever one. So you basically think of what you want to look like as a cat.
Yeah.
And then keep that thought in your mind while you eat a tiny bit of it.
Yeah.
And then you turn into a cat.
That sounds amazing.
Or a kitten.
Brilliant. Cat make you.
Unicorn poo.
Unicorn poo. Amazing. That looks delicious. And what's this here?
Witchco.
Witchco. That's your magic potion company. Brilliant.
Magic use only.
Magic use only. And that's your logo. Very good. So I've made some pickled bogies. I've done the front, which is this. It's 100% snot from Nose Corp, which is my company here. And then I've got some directions on the back here. It's ideal for picnics. And it's vegan, not... And here's my barcodes. I'm going to do some colouring in. And I've got some directions, some cooking directions as well. What have you got on yours? You've got, yours is on the can. Your cat sprinkles. And look, the cat looks really sprinkly.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
And the company's called Kata.
Kata.
Read it from the top, then it says Kata.
Brilliant. And what does it say here? Oh, yeah.
And if you take away the A at the end, it says cat.
Very good. And what does it say on the back here? It says...
Contains magic.
Contains...
Magic.
Contains magic, yep.
Turns you into a cat.
Brilliant. Hi guys, thank you so much for joining in on our label design today. It's been brilliant and hilarious. We've got our snot, we've got our cat sprinkles which contain magic, and we've also got Elliot's unicorn poo. Please keep sending your pictures to me, they're brilliant. So thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I've seen so many amazing disgusting things that you guys have been designing. It's brilliant. I'm going to hire you all as graphic designers. Okay, thanks a lot. Bye.